Vasily Lomachenko has officially announced his retirement from boxing. It's officially happened. I mean, it's something that we knew was going to be happening sometime in the near future, but it still hurts. It still stings a little bit, doesn't it? Firstly, I need to say what an absolutely incredible career Lomachenko has had. And secondly, he is still somehow an underachiever. He has achieved a fraction of what his ability was actually capable of because he was hindered by his age. He turned pro late. His injuries, he had a shoulder injury for God knows how long. And he was just too small at the weight classes he was fighting at. He was there trying to please the crowd and make great fights, even though he was going in there as the smaller man pretty much for the entirety of his career. For the last half of Lomachenko's career, he was fighting at 135 pounds, which is undoubtedly not his natural weight class. He had no right being in there at 135 pounds, but he did it anyway. He did it because he chased legacy, he chased the great fights, which not many people do anymore. And not only did he move up to lightweight just to try and better himself and to win more titles, fighting at super featherweight was literally just too easy for him. Lomachenko's prime was fantastic. You could even argue and say he had the greatest prime of all time in the history of boxing. The run of fights that Lomachenko went on back in 2016 to 2017 is a generationally great run. He fought Nicholas Walters, then Jason Sosa, then Miguel Mariaga, and then Guillermo Rigondeaux. He fought those four back to back, making each of them quit on their stool in between rounds because they could not touch him.
Vasily, that's 4 guys that don't come out of their corner in a row. What's your new nickname?
Maybe I changed my second name. Maybe I changed it, and now my name is Lomachnko.
All right.
It's such a difficult one. But in 20 years' time, people will look at Lomachenko's, they'll look at his career, they'll look at his box rec, if box rec's still a thing in 20 years. Hopefully it is. I love it. But the next generation will look at his record, see 18 wins, 3 losses, and they'll be like, so? He can't be that good, can he? And then, of course, you can just show them the footage and they can be like, okay, yeah, he did look quite good, but it just doesn't do him justice. His highlights are incredible, but when you put into context of the fights that he was in and the manner in which he was doing it, he is just mind-blowing. And I feel like his retirement really hits home for me because I feel like he might be, well, he's probably my favourite boxer anyway, regardless. But I think he's the first boxer that I've actually followed their career from the day they started until the very end. Because I started watching boxing probably about 2010 to 2012-ish. That's where I started to get interest. Ricky Hatton had just finished his career. Amir Khan was in the middle of his career. I think he'd already won a world title at that point. So they got me into boxing, but I didn't get to watch anyone's career from the very, very start. I think Lomachenko is the first one where I've seen their career all the way through, and it's been a pleasure to watch him. And it's such a shame that it's over because there is still fights that I would have wanted to see. I would have liked to have seen him fight Tank. I wanted to see him fight Shakur. But I understand where he's coming from. His body can't take it anymore, and I don't think his heart is in it anymore. He's been doing bigger things. He's on the front line in Ukraine, fighting a literal war. So, I mean, fair play to him. I know I mentioned his generational run at super featherweight, but my personal favourite Lomachenko fight is his first fight at lightweight against Jorge Linares. It is a modern day classic. I feel like people don't mention it enough. It was spectacular. They were so evenly matched. Linares was a big 135er. Lomachenko was a small 135er. Their skill levels were pretty even, but Lomachenko just, he turned it up to another level. There's something about Lomachenko and round 11 where they just go together like this. When he gets into round 11, he just turns it up to another level. He did it his most recent fight against Kambosos. He did it against Pedraza. He did it against someone else as well, one I can't remember. But he just finds another gear in the later rounds. It's the Ukraine blood, I think, because Usyk does the exact same thing. Gets into the later rounds and he just turns it up a notch. But Lomachenko is just fantastic. That Linares fight. If anyone hasn't seen it, for whatever reason, you need to go and watch it. Don't watch the highlights. Watch the full thing. Lomachenko gets dropped in the 6th. Linares gets dropped in the 11th and stopped in the 11th, and it's just it was amazing. He gets stopped in the 10th. Sorry, Linares gets stopped in the 10th, and I remember winning some money on that fight, which is another reason why I like it so much. I can't remember how much money. I bet on Lomachenko to win in round 10 anyway, and he did. Out of Lomachenko's 3 losses, the only one I'm accepting as a complete fanboy, and I'm 100% biased, I understand this. The only one that I can actually accept is the Teofimo loss, because he did lose. I mean, he was injured. I believe he was injured. I think it's common knowledge that he was injured. He had a shoulder injury, a rotator cuff injury. That Salido loss in his second pro fight was absolutely disgusting. The amount of low blows that Salido landed on Lomachenko, I think he was in the 40s. He also came in well overweight, did not try and make weight. He was stripped on the scales, not in a weird way. And then obviously we got the Haney loss as well, which I think Lomachenko won. I had it 7 rounds to 5, which is obviously close, but the 5 rounds I gave to Haney, I felt like that is all you could give him personally, but whatever. It's over. The career of Lomachenko is over. It's such a shame. So many fights we wanted to see, but what an incredible career. And I feel like I'm talking as if he's just died, but it kind of feels that way. Hopefully we'll see him ringside. I mean, his English isn't the best, so he can't offer punditry or anything like that. But it'll be nice just to see him at some events in the future. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to be as consistent as I can, getting out 2 or 3 videos every single week, all boxing related. So if you don't mind subscribing, that would be greatly appreciated.